Hey you guys, it's Siobhan Muir. Welcome back to Cooking with Siobhan. That's kind of catchy. Today we're going to do kind of a typical recipe. It's one that's very, very common in a lot of, at least it was when I was growing up. Almost everybody had these things. They're called thumbprint cookies, right? And you know, when I was a kid, I would see them, thumbprint cookies, you would put jam in them, or, you know, chocolate kisses. Stick the chocolate kiss in there. But you had to put the chocolate kiss in after you baked it, but not so close that when it came out of the oven that it just went, because it'll melt. So, but we're not doing that. We're going to do it with jam. And we happen to have some plum jam that we're going to use. And and it tastes really good. Did you like it? Yeah, it tastes really good. Okay, so what will you need? It says you will need 1 cup of unsalted butter, or 2 sticks, room temperature. We didn't have it at room temperature, it was solid as a rock, so we put it in the microwave for, how many seconds did you do it?
25. I did 15 first, and
then
it was still
another 10.
really solid, so I did another 10.
Right, and you want it to be soft because you're going to want to mix this in gently. Gently! Half a cup of sugar, 2 large eggs, room temperature, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and salt.
You didn't ask for the salt.
I have no comment about that. Half a teaspoon of salt, and then 2 cups of all-purpose flour. We are using the gluten-free flour again, and Bob's Red Mill gluten-free 1-to-1 baking flour. Works great. So far I haven't had any problems with it. I really like it. It says you can do a cup of chopped nuts, optional, because in the photograph you can see that they have, you know, nuts around them. We're not going to do that. The nuts get caught in your teeth, and if anyone's allergic to nuts, that's just not going to go well. So we're not doing the nuts this time. And then 3/4 of a cup, or a very large jar of jam. Okay, so to start, make the cookie dough. All right. Beat the butter and sugar on high speed with an electric mixer for about 3 minutes. So you could probably do this with a hand mixer, but we are going to use our big KitchenAid mixer this time.
So you can pretend like you like our KitchenAid?
I do like the KitchenAid. It's really good for certain things. But most of the time I usually like to use my hand mixer. But, you know, I'm okay with it. It's okay. All right. Then separate the eggs. And add the yolks and vanilla. Are we only using egg yolks? Please tell me we're using the whites.
I think we're just using the eggs.
Oh, if using nuts, that's when you use the egg whites. Really? Well, we'll start with the butter and the sugar. And they said mix on high speed electric mixture for about 3 minutes. Lock this sucker in place. Sometimes you want to follow a recipe, and sometimes you don't want to waste ingredients. So, even though it says to separate out the yolks from the whites, I think we're just going to use the whole egg. Yeah, whipped butter. Okay, so it should look like it's almost opalescent, but it's whipped butter with sugar. All right, I'm not going to clean this off because we're going to add things to it. So it says separate the eggs and add the yolks in the middle. Again, it comes down between fancy and practical. I usually err on the side of practical. So you add eggs and vanilla to the butter mixture. It says add it, but it doesn't say mix. I think what I'm going to do is we add it, we're going to mix it, then we're going to add the flour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. So, but this, instead of beating it on high, I'm going to beat this more on medium-low for this one. So then we have this. So now it looks like golden color because of the eggs. All right. So and then it says add the flour, which was 2 cups, and the salt to the mixing bowl and mix until just combined. All right. This one, so when you add flour to a mixture like this, especially with a big electric mixture, you want to go kind of slow, otherwise you'll go poof. And that'll be really exciting, but it won't help you with putting together your food. Now, why don't you taste it right now and tell me if we need salt? Probably. Okay, so then it says, what it said is
Half teaspoon?
1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Oh.
That's okay. I think I read 1/2 teaspoon as well.
I know you did, because you said, hey, this is what I need.
Half teaspoon of salt.
I'm not. Is it a half or a quarter?
1/4 teaspoon of salt.
Oh, okay. Do it like this so that I don't put too much salt in it.
All right. The salt has been added. And the last of the things. And then it says until just combined. So
Yep, that looks like dough.
it does, but I want to make sure that all the stuff is mixed in because it's very easy to just say, oh, it's good. But you can see there's still dust from the flour. So again, you just want to go until it's just combined. I probably went a little far, but it's okay. So once you get everything into the bowl and kind of scraped down, you're going to chill this dough for 30 minutes, like she whispered, so that, you know, in case you didn't know what she was saying.
Yeah.
You're going to chill this dough for 30 minutes because you need it to be kind of handleable. Although it looks really wet. I think it might need another 1/2 cup of. I think that's the difference between adding a full egg. It might need another 1/2 cup. What do you think?
I think that's pretty good. Done.
Because I think it's too
Yeah.
frosting like.
That's fine. I'll just add another 1/2 cup.
You don't want 3 cups, but 2.5 might be a decent to make it a little less wet. I think it's too wet.
Okay.
Which is a strange thing to say when you're doing gluten-free. It's too wet. Yeah, it's too much like frosting. I could put this on top of a cake. Yeah, I think that's better. All right. Yeah, that helped. Less like frosting, more like dough. The recipe says, chill the dough in the fridge for 30 minutes. And then it'll be ready to manipulate. So, once I didn't even say cover it, just chill the dough. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just stick it in the fridge and let it chill for 30 minutes. So that's what it should look like. Should be a little on the drier side. Before the 1/2 cup that we added, it was pretty frosting like. But it should look like this. We'll put it in the fridge for 30 minutes and chill it. All right, you guys. So we took it out of the fridge. You can see because there's condensation. But that's what it looks like. And it's hard. So that'll be good, I think. It says preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 177 degrees Celsius. Line 2 baking sheets with parchment paper. I got one with parchment paper. Do you want me to do the other one too?
No, I can do the other one.
Okay. And then it said roll the dough into balls about 1 inch in diameter. Place the balls on the parchment lined cookie sheets, spaced a few inches apart. So, I guess we're gonna ooh, this one's a little big, but you definitely want this stuff cold, because otherwise it goes back to the kind of the feeling of the, a little bit like the frosting.
And we bake them with the jam in.
Yes, that is correct. So yeah, you prep the whole thing and then you bake it. So we are using plum jam.
I think it's plum.
But it smells like plum.
Okay, I'm just ready. I'm just like, it tastes good.
It does. So, half a teaspoon. That's probably more than half a teaspoon. All right, we got grape. Why don't we put them in?
Okay.
We'll bake these while we fill those.
Okay.
All right. Or we can do them one at a time. But there's only 11 here, right?
Yep.
So we need 3 more.
Yep. And there's 17 on here.
Okay. All right, look at that. Yum. These are gonna be so good. And they're gluten-free.
Which is huge.
Those look good.
Yep.
More than likely, if you put too much jam in, which we might have, it's okay. They're going to ooze off the side. It's okay.
What will we do?
You'll have sticky cookies.
I'm okay with that.
All right. So the sticky cookie brigade is okay with the fact that they ooze off the sides. If you don't want them to ooze, it's easier to just have smaller amounts of jam. It's up to you. I eyeballed it. It'll be fine. It'll taste good. Peach, plum, and grape.
We'll see you guys in like 10 minutes.
We got 10 minutes. So it looks like that this takes about 15 minutes, as they said, but you need to have it, I don't have a convection oven, so you need to cook them one at a time so that the cookies cook all the way through. So we're just waiting on the second one, and then we will put this set in for 15 minutes. Yeah.
Look at that. Wow.
They look pretty good. Now, the recipe says, let them cool for a few minutes on the cookie sheet to firm up before moving them to a wire rack. Well, I let them cool on the cookie sheet until they were cool enough to move to a plate. So, you could do either way. But you do need to let them cool to firm up, because otherwise, when they're still hot, they'll be kind of crumbly. And you can see some of them did overflow. These are the peach.
Yep. Peach, plum, grape.
Nice. They smell really good.
I'm eyeing this one.
You're eyeing that one?
I am.
Well, do you want to try it? Yeah. They smell really good though. Anyway, so it's really simple. a 6 ingredient, well, 7 if you decide to use the nuts, but a 6 ingredient cookie takes 15 minutes to bake, and then you get these. And these ones, of course, are gluten-free because the Muirlets can't eat gluten. But it just shows that you can make them gluten-free. They'll be tasty, and yeah. So thanks for joining us. Definitely ring the bell to let you know when there's new videos that come up. Please subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. Bring them all. We'll just make cookies together. And
Like the video.
and don't forget to like the video. Yes, because algorithms. We want to encourage those. So thanks for joining us. Happy making, happy baking, happy eating, and happy reading.